postures of pranayama. You'll discover that the one thing that they all have in common is that they allow the practitioner to sit up tall so that the spine and the central channel of energy, the sushumna, are unobstructed by poor posture. Sukhasana, easy pose, or most often referred to as cross-legged pose, will likely be the first pose that you or your students will find themselves in as you begin to practice pranayama regularly. In the traditional alignment of this pose, you will cross your shins at the midline, place your ankles directly beneath your knees. You can widen your seat, make a wider base to sit upon, and this will allow you to lift the chest up tall, where you can open the chest and just relax your hands on your knees. Now, if you're dealing with any type of knee injury, this might be an uncomfortable position to be working the thighs or the femur bones in their external rotation. If this bothers your knee, you can always feel free to extend one of the legs forward. So if it hurts your leg to bend the knee joint, then simply don't do it. It's fine to keep one of your legs straight. Another difficulty with this pose is in sitting up tall in and of itself. You'll often find and discover that your students or you are slouching in the posture. Another difficulty with this pose is in just sitting up tall in and of itself. You'll find that over time it becomes tiresome to the core, especially if you're not used to sitting on the ground for long durations of time, and the shoulders will slump forward, the spine will slouch forward, and it will require a greater degree of effort to maintain this erect posture. What will help you to sit up tall is to perhaps elevate the bottom, elevate the seat onto some pads or some blankets. The higher you elevate the bottom in relation to the feet or the legs, you'll discover that you'll have an easier time sitting upright for longer durations of time. Additionally, if you are still building up the core strength to maintain this posture for longer durations, you can feel free to use a wall or to lean against something behind you at first if this will help you stay upright. Over time, you'll want to wean yourself away from the use of a wall for support as you develop the core. You want the spine to be as vertical as possible so that there's a relative straight line from the pelvic floor, from Muladhara chakra, up through the spine, up to the crown of the head. So notice how the back of the head is also aligned with the shoulder blades, and the chin is actually tucked forward slightly so that the head is neither looking up or down. As an additional modification, if you discover that just sitting on the ground is no good for either of your knees, or you're just unable to sit on the floor or the ground for longer durations of time, it is okay to use a chair. Don't feel like an inability to sit on the ground will preclude you from any type of pranayama practice. Once your body develops the capacity to sit in the other postures that we'll talk about, Ardha Padmasana, Padmasana, or Siddhasana, then you'll want to move to those postures and only rely on Sukhasana if it is not possible to sit in those poses for long durations.